What's up, everybody? I'm finally getting some ride time footage in, and I'm out at the sales. It is, oh geez, it is Friday. It is Friday, and I'm actually getting some stuff, game related and not so much. I got this little Pokeball in a free bin, and it actually opens up. It's pretty cool, and it has Flareon in it. I thought that was really cool, and it was free, so why not? Unfortunately, this is fortunate. I actually picked up a nice little Pikachu in there too. However, that one didn't have a Pokeball, so I might switch them out and just have Flareon sitting out and have Pikachu in the Pokeball. And at that same sale, I picked up for $3 this graphing calculator, which hopefully I can throw up on like Craigslist and get a little bit of money to do some more garage selling. But then I also picked up, this says $10, but I talked them down to $5 and they were okay with it. That is Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventure on the Wii U. This is only the second Wii U game I've found at garage sales. I've noticed the thing is, I'm not finding any PS4 or Xbox One items at garage sales, which I figured would be typical. The systems came out rather recently, in my opinion. But the Wii U, I found a couple, but not too many. So people are really holding on to their new systems and games. Either that or they're taking them somewhere else. But this is the start to my day, and hopefully, I know I have one other sale I want to go to, and hopefully the rest of the day will be good. And I have a sale to go to tomorrow, so you guys stay tuned. What's up, everyone? It is that time once again. I am currently heading to a town-wide garage sale, and it's hopefully going to be a doozy because I've been looking through the ads on Craigslist, and there's supposed to be quite a few sales with games. So without any further ado, let's go hunting. To the hunt! Alright, so we finally got some stuff. I'm pretty excited. I only have another sale or two to go to, but at this one sale, she had a bunch of DS games and a bunch of Wii stuff. But I picked up 4 DS games: Super Princess Peach, New Super Mario Bros., Super Mario 64 DS, and what I probably think is the best one of the bunch, Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story. I got them all for $18. She originally had them for $5 each. I asked she'd take $15 because I was buying them together. They're her daughter's, and she really wanted to make some money, so she threw $18 back at me, and I said, you know what, that's okay. That's fine by me. And like I said, I got a couple more sales, and then after that, it will probably be it for the day. So stick around, guys. Let's see what we find. Alright, guys, my day ends here. Unfortunately, not with a bang, and I had a chance to. I don't have the means to do it. There was one other sale with games, and I asked, I was like, do you have anything video game related? And she was like, no, I don't think I do. And then just as I was about to say, okay, have a good day, she goes, I think all we have is an old Nintendo. So I was like, well, I would be interested in that. So could I see it? And the husband comes out and brings out a box of stuff. Actually, before I go any further, there was a box that said Nintendo on it. It was actually the action set Nintendo. Now, the box was empty other than a cord. I believe it was the audio-visual cord and the manual for the system itself. But on top of that box was another box that had a Sega Dreamcast in it. It was really random, and it had a controller. And the guy said that he couldn't find the Nintendo. The box is empty. And I asked him, would he sell me just a box? And he said, I want to find the Nintendo and put it in with it. And then, unfortunately, he said, I need to see what this stuff goes for on eBay. Great. eBay. Anyway, so I asked what he would want for the Dreamcast, and he said $25. However, it hasn't been tested in so long, I didn't really want to take a chance for $25. And then the wife comes back out and has a bigger box with just random stuff in it, including the Nintendo system itself. So, just out of curiosity, I asked him how much he would do for all the Nintendo stuff, because there were also some games and there was 2 controllers. And he said, make me an offer. So I said $35, and he goes, I would rather look it up on eBay before I sell it. So I couldn't really do anything about that. However, I looked at some of the games. They were pretty common games, but there were a few I didn't have. So I took 2 games and a manual that I saw, and I asked, would you do $3 on this? And he goes, how about $5? And I just said yes. I really just wanted to walk away with some stuff. So we got here a dusty copy of Tecmo Bowl, and it came with a slip cover, which was nice. Then with a beaten up slip cover that actually says Nintendo on it, a dusty copy of Excite Bike. And then, honestly, the manual is the cream of the crop, and I wish he had the game, but he said that he wasn't sure. And that's Super Mario Bros. 3 manual. So now my copy is almost complete. It's getting there. So that today is it for the garage sales. Tomorrow there's supposed to be a community sale. Or no, I'm sorry. There's supposed to be some sort of big garage sale, like flea market type thing going on at some church in Utica. So I'll probably head there tomorrow, and then that will probably conclude this week. So stay tuned. You're going to see some
What's
footage
up, everyone? I am back. I got the pickups from the garage sales for this weekend. The past 2 or 3 weekends, actually. It's been a little bit since I've done a video. But I have been garage selling. I just haven't been picking up a crap ton of stuff. But now I got a nice, decent-sized pile. Most of this is garage sale, the rest of it's Craigslist, and then there's some stuff that I got from my local game store with the store credit I had left. Let's dig right into it. We're going to go with the garage sale stuff first, because I'm sure I showed just about everything that I got at the garage sales in previous clips, and we'll do the stuff you haven't seen last. So stay tuned. That is my way of getting you to stay tuned onto this show, to this channel. This was from at least 2 weekends ago. And so not the weekend I'm currently recording this in, but the past weekend or even the weekend before that. I went to a bunch of garage sales. They were all in like my backyard of Whitesboro here. But I didn't really find much. I did find one person. I asked, hey, do you have any video games? The son was like, yes, but I don't know what I want to sell. Decides to go in anyway, see if there's some things that he wants to sell. Pulls out a stack of PS2 games, and the kid really wanted to sell something. He was hoping I'd pick something up. He didn't really have much that I was looking for, but I did see this. It looks really cool. I figured I'd pick it up, make his day. I ended up paying $2 for this. It's a greatest hits copy of Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. This actually has 14 classic hits from Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Galaxian, Dig Dug, which I heard is a lot of fun, Rally Axe Pole Position 1 and 2, Xavius Dragon Spirit, Boscanen, Rolling Thunder, Mappy, and Sky Kid. So, I thought this was kind of cool. Not that day, but the next day... No, I'm sorry. This was on the same day. This was the same day. I did pick up some other stuffs, part of which was free, and that was this Pokeball, which Pokemon will come out? Flareon. I thought that was really cool. That was in a free box, along with this little Pikachu. So, yep, that was free, but the things that I got here were not. I picked up one of these Texas Instrument graphing calculators. I don't know a crap ton about them, but I was always told if I ever see graphing calculators to pick them up, because they're definitely worth more than you're going to buy them for at a garage sale. This one was marked for $3, but I bundled it with this next game that I'm going to show you. It's actually a Wii U title. I was excited to find another Wii U title out there in the wilderness of garage sales. So, This one is Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. They originally had this marked for $5. It is complete. It actually has a manual. I was excited to see an actual manual in a Wii U game. And it also comes with a map. It's a glow-in-the-dark map. Poster for it. I thought that was really cool. So this and the graphing calculator. The calculator was originally marked for $3. This was marked for... It was either 10 or 8. I think it was 10. I asked if she would do $8 for the 2, and she agreed. So that was really cool. But then we're going to fast forward to where I am right now, because I believe that was all there was. I don't think there was anything else I was missing. I know one weekend... this has actually been the past 3 weekends. The next weekend that came after all that stuff, unfortunately, I went to one sale that was apparently nowhere to be found. It wasn't open, and it was just a completely depressing day for me. But now we're in this weekend. This weekend was a little bit better. First sale I went to, lady had a bunch of DS games and a few Wii things. Well, Wii games, like a Wii Fit balance board in its box and everything. Thought it was kind of cool, but wasn't really anything I was looking for. But I saw a stack of, like 2 big stacks of DS games. I ended up picking up 4 for myself. She wanted $5 each for them. I asked if she would do 4 for $15, so that would have given me one of them for free technically. But they were her daughters, and her daughter really wanted to make some money, so she counter-offered with $18, and I agreed because I don't really want to nickel and dime a little girl, even though I was dealing with the mother. But I got some really great titles, so for the $18, I certainly didn't have a bad deal. It was still a pretty damn good deal. And they're all Mario titles, actually. So we got New Super Mario Brothers. These are all complete, by the way. I'm not going to open them up. My favorite one of the bunch here is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I'm currently still playing my copy of this. I have not beaten it yet, but I think I'm like 80%, maybe even 90% done with it. So I'm getting really close to beating that. Then we have, this has actually what probably was a GameStop sticker at one point. It's Super Mario 64 DS, and that one is also complete. Actually, like I said, they're all complete. But I found a copy of this for $2 once. I mainly picked it up just because, I mean, it still has some value to it. And then another game I picked up for like $3 at some point. I found another copy right here. That's Super Princess Peach. And I have a feeling this game's going to be pretty obscure really soon, because it's basically a Mario game, but you're playing as Princess Peach, so I'm sure there's a select group of people that don't want to play it. Like right now, I believe it's going for like 25, maybe $30. Something along that line right now. So, good title though. I haven't played it, but it looks decent, and I've heard good things. And it looks like a Mario game. You're just playing as Princess Peach, saving Mario. So, who knew? Anyway, the next sale I went to would have been a big jackpot for me, but I didn't really have the money to spend on this stuff. Plus, I wasn't too secure in the prices itself. So, but I did walk away with 2 NES games and a manual. The manual, which is the best part, is for Super Mario Bros. 3. So now I have a manual to go with my copy. All I need is a box, and I'm all set. But then the 2 games, to kind of backtrack a little bit, I asked if they had any video games, and she goes, "No, I don't think we do." And then as I was about to leave, she said, "I do have an old Nintendo, though," which means you do have video games, but I'm not going to hold it against her. I told her I was interested. So the husband came up with a box. It had a Dreamcast in it and a controller. I asked what, and I think it had the cords with it. I asked what he would want for it, and he said $25. For something like that, I think it's too much. I mean, there were so many factors to consider, and even though I don't have a Dreamcast and eventually I would like to collect for it, it should have been like $15 in my opinion, or even 10. I'm also really cheap, but at the same time, something like a Dreamcast, anything that's like CD based that doesn't look like an Xbox and is protected by the world's best defenses ever, that stuff breaks, and it breaks really easy. And this stuff looked like it had been collecting dust forever, so I didn't know if it worked. It wasn't worth taking the risk. And then when he brought out more boxes, and one had the Nintendo in it, and there was also the action set box to go with it too. It was missing a cable, and it had 2 controllers and a bunch of games with it. I shot him 35, and I was like hoping that he would just say, take it off my hands. But instead he said the wretched words, I should really look it up on eBay before I sell it. And that's where I kind of just stopped. I didn't ask him to just give me a dollar amount, because I made him an offer. He shot me down almost immediately. And not to mention, I don't really have any space for it, so there's only so much I can do. But I did ask him. I had the manual and these 2 games. I asked him if he'd do $3 on them. He said, how about 5? And I walked away happy with that. And one of those games is Tecmo Bowl. It's actually in decent shape. It's just a little dusty. Sleeve cover is nice too to have with it. And then one I was actually really excited to get. This one's probably going in my collection. That is Excite Bike for the Nintendo. It came with a busted up Nintendo sleeve cover, but still, dust cover is a dust cover. Gotta protect them games. So that was really cool. But that's the end of the garage sales. And now I'm gonna jump to Craigslist and stuff from my Game Store Retro Replay. No, sorry. Replay games, not Retro Replay. First, I'm gonna go with a Craigslist deal of a DS in 2 games. Now, I didn't pick up the entire lot because I think he wanted too much for me. However, I asked him about just having 1 game, and he agreed. I believe I paid $15 for this, which I never see it that low. It's usually $25 or $30. So I was really happy to pay that price, and I'm finally knocking off another Zelda title. Super excited. It is Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Basically, anyone on YouTube who's been watching me, paying attention, or I've talked to, chatted with at all, they all know I've been diligently looking for Spirit Tracks. And there's even a few of them who I hope if you're watching, you see now I picked it up, you can stop searching for me. I have a copy. It is complete, and it works super nice. I can't wait to pop this into my DS and start playing it. I really should finish Bowser Inside Story first, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Somebody was selling a Wii, a bunch of games and accessories. I didn't, again, need all of it. I did, however, ask just randomly. I was hoping that this guy would meet me halfway on the stuff. I didn't need everything in the lot. He wanted it all for $200. But I said, hey, listen, I already have the system. I'd rather see it go to someone who wants the system. There's only a select few games. They're decent titles, but they're not all the best titles. I'm not stealing all the best titles from you. I was wondering if I could get these select things and this one accessory. And he goes, okay, how much do you want to pay? I said, how about... I think I said 15 at first. He didn't really like that. It was a little too low. So he said, how about 25? You're basically paying $5 for everything. $5 each for each item. And I met him with that because, you know what? There's some decent stuff here. They all retail at decent prices and whatnot. First, I'm going to show you the accessory. I was super excited to see this. It's a Wii Classic controller, complete in its box. The box is a little beat up in places, but it's basically sealed, brand new almost. I mean, there's crap all over it. There's all sorts of... It's all taped up, so I think at one point it was played, but it's complete in here. I haven't even bothered to open it, but he said that it hadn't been used a lot, so I thought that was super cool. A boxed Wii Classic controller for $5. You can't beat it. Loose for $5 would have still been an okay deal. But then these 4 games were what really sealed it for me. Unfortunately, there's no sealed ones, but I picked up a copy of Wii Sports Resort, which actually has the cover and the back and all the flaps and everything. And it's completely complete because it's even got Nintendo Club Nintendo points that I can no longer use. And the discs are all in pretty decent shape, if I remember correctly. Yep, there's like a couple scratches on it, but that's it. So now that one random game in my Wii collection that's over there somewhere that doesn't have a cover, I can just get rid of that now. And it'll be really, really nice to actually have a full, complete copy of Wii Sports Resort. I've been trying to get that for a long time. But next, I believe I picked up all of these, mainly as part resale value, but I also needed to complete one of these. But this first one is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. It has both discs, the Anniversary Collection, Symphony, music soundtrack, and then the game. And all of everything's in there, including Nintendo Club Nintendo points. Very clean copy, probably just as clean as mine. It was cool to pick that up for $5. Then I had this game. I picked this game up at a different Craigslist deal. However, this one had its manual and everything, so I had to pick it up. It was Donkey Kong Country Returns. Super happy to finally have a complete copy of this. And like I said, the discs were well taken care of. This one doesn't really have any scratches on it. It's just one little print, probably from my own finger, I'm sure. And then the last but not least, and still up there in value, it has gone down some, but it stayed at like $40-50 for a while, like a long while. So I couldn't find this anywhere at a decent price, and this guy was generous enough to give it to me for $5, and that's Mario Party 9 for the Wii. Also complete. Okay, now these last two things are the two that I'm the most excited about because they came into the game store around the same time, and I was so excited I just picked them both up, and I ended up using all my store credits. So now I have no store credit through my game store now, my local game store. This one was a recommendation from Alpha Omega Sin. He was in a video with the Game Chasers, and he recommended this game, and probably like a couple weeks after seeing it, I decided to look up some gameplay on it, and it looks super good. I tried to mix cool and good together. It looks super cool, and I've been told it plays really, really well, and I'm going to really enjoy this game. But it finally came in the store. It's not very common, but it's still cheap. It wasn't a lot. It was actually $12.99 over here. And that is 3D Game Heroes for the PS3. And I think the thing I'm liking about this the most is the fact that it's like 8-bit graphics. It's got like a Minecraft feel to it, but it plays kind of like a Zelda, like Link to the Past Zelda. It looks really good, and it's in pretty decent shape. It looks like there's a little water damage to it, but hardly noticeable. And maybe at some point I'll upgrade. Who knows? But there was that, and then this one I've been wanting since I've been collecting. I've had a friend or two recommend that I pick this game up, and I already knew about it, and I already wanted to try it at least because I heard it was decent. But then I keep having friends saying, hey, you should pick this up. Well, it finally came into the game store. It has a little bit of a hefty sticker on here as far as the price, but considering I use store credit, I was more than happy to just knock this one off already. And that is for the NES Crystalis. I heard this is a phenomenal RPG on the system, and I really can't wait to dive into this. If I ever catch up on some of the backlog, I'm thinking I'll probably end up playing 3D Game Heroes before I play this one. But I've been waiting for this one. I know when I went into the game store and I picked up Willow a long while back, I originally thought it was Crystalis and got super happy, but then I saw it was Willow. I still was happy, but I'm super, super thrilled to add this one to the collection, and maybe eventually I could get it complete in box at some point. It would be really cool to have. But that is it. That was quite a bit of stuff. I hope this video didn't go too long, and oh well if it did. Be sure to hit the like button somewhere down here. and then also leave a comment down below somewhere, and then subscribe to me if this is the first video and you like what you see. If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I really do love talking to more people and just getting more engrossed into the gaming community. But that's it for this week. Well, this past couple weeks, 3 weeks. Until next time, you guys take care, alright?